In the pharma space, we're going to be seeing one more company that's going to be listed and gearing up for listing. That's Mankind Pharma, and this is the first ever primary issue that will open on 25th of April. Let's go across to an exclusive chat that my colleague Ajay had with the Vice Chairman and Managing Director of the company, that is Rajeev Juneja. Let's go across and listen in.
If you look at the journey of Mankind, in '95 we started with a capital of only 50 lakh rupees. So when you have less money, your mind works more because you cannot lean on the resources, you have less resources. So instead of following any company's footsteps, we followed our own, created our own path, disrupted the market. Instead of launching the company in bigger cities, we started bottom-up approach because in those days we found that white spaces were there in smaller towns. See, we worked like that. Then we took people of small town. So our 15,000 plus people mostly come from small towns. We trained them very hard. Next, we disrupted the market by cutting down the prices to a different level and took the notice of pharma industry, brought combinations, a lot of combinations. So at different times, wherever we could really find some kind of disruption, we could create some kind of a disruption, we went for that. So whether it's consumer side, in consumer we went for Man-Force condom. Man-Force condom is India's #1 condom. It's 30% market share. Look at our second brand, Praga News, again #1, pregnancy card. 80% market share, we almost dominate. Unwanted 72, emergency contraceptive pills. 60% plus market share. Gasofast is doing good. Acne Star is ranking #2. Recently, we have shifted our one Health OK brand from our pharma side to consumer side. So we have continuously evolved, never followed one formula, because our belief is that every successful formula has expiry date.
Mr. Juneja, you have outperformed the sector in terms of growth. If you look at your historical performance, the street is really wanting to know what kind of growth outlook exists for the company from here on. Are you confident you will be able to outperform the sector and the industry on growth still, or because of the bigger base now, there could be some amount of moderation in growth? The breakup of chronic versus consumer, the offering right now, and what are the likelihood on the different, because the growth rates are different, product offerings are different, how could it take shape from here on?
See, in chronic side, our contribution is 34%. We have good contribution in consumer side as well. And as I said, our focus is towards chronic side. Our focus is towards consumer side. And you can see yourself in the shape of Man-Force, in the shape of Praga News, you can see Gasofast, you can see Acne Star, you can see Health OK. One after another, our products are making some kind of a mark in the industry.
The way you have built your brands to household names over the last few years across the length and breadth of the country, I want to understand from you the focus on distribution and feet on ground, and adding more products to the kind of bouquet you already have as far as your consumer brands are concerned.
See, we have 15,000 plus people working in the field. Our distribution must be one of the biggest, because once you have a big distribution network, the advantage is it really enables your distributors to keep less stock inventory. It keeps them happy. Our goods can reach in time. Unlike anybody else, we have always followed that the philosophy that if you keep your consumer happy, if your distributors happy in terms of everything, things will be good. We use technology as well. We have every organization which is supposed to become successful has to be technology enabled. But there's no comparison in brand building of in-person meeting, because once you meet somebody in person, the body language, everything flows from one person to another. Technology can help in follow-ups. So we are a strong believer that feet on the ground, are most important. And we have expanded a lot in the last couple of years, and that's quite sufficient for us now.
All right, Mr. Juneja, before I let you go, one last question. I completely understand and appreciate you cannot give forward-looking statements at this juncture, but I want to understand the thought process of the promoter founders on a broad, big picture level. From here, if I ask you that 2 to 3 year far out, the areas of strategic focus, not near-term action, but areas of strategic focus where the full force of the company will be working towards. So, what would those areas be, just to sum it up?
By default, by nature, we are very ambitious, very aggressive. And that's why I said that we are have bias for execution. We have a kind of a belief that do lots of things carefully, learn from those things, and don't repeat the mistakes. This is number one. Again, when you look at the past, you can yourself make your own conclusion about the future. And I said that we are a long-term player. We have never believed in short-term things. So chronic would be major, consumer side would be major. There you'll find our focus would be going forward. That's all I can tell you.
All right. All right, Mr. Juneja, we'll let you go at this juncture once you are listed and your quarterly earnings start. We'll do more of grilling. But today, thanks very much for all this information.
All right, and that's the exclusive conversation that Ajay had with the management of Mankind Pharma, which is all set to come out with its IPO. April 25th is when the IPO is set to open. But let's